Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Golden Kamuy season 4 episode number 10 reaction. So the previous episode it was divided into two parts. The first part we get to see Sugimoto and his group deciding how to track down the gold, and they come up with a plan where they decide to go like that guy, I forgot his name, the guy who had multiple personality disorder. He used to write down the names of the places where he used to find the gold, and that is how they'll be able to track a person named Botaro. I think that was his name, or no, something like that. I forgot his name, but he's called the pirate, and he can dive a long time, and he might know where the gold was, and he might have any idea because they kind of deduce the whole thing. They deduce how after Wilk found the gold, maybe he has hidden it somewhere near to the place where he found it because he didn't have much people, and stuff like that. They kind of thought about. So that was the first part. The next part was the crazy part where we get a little bit of a backstory of Usami. And yeah, long story short, Usami was crazy from the beginning. And and um what's his name? Surumi. Surumi didn't really have any plan of recruiting him, but realizing how crazy he is and how he's perfect for his group, he decided to recruit him. And Usami was more than happy to go along with him because that's Usami, obsessed with Surumi. And yeah, that was what happened. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience. The second part of the episode. But let's see what happens in this one. This is episode number 10. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god. I love the way he speaks. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, probably you inside that. All right. Well, yeah, obviously. He's like, "Oh, Koito, thank you so much for finding it." Wow. Okay, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Wow. Hmm. Yeah. Well, he did have. Yeah, I was just going to think. He was probably going to think about the girl. Hmm. Well, it's broken. Ah! What? Yeah? Okay. Hmm. Perfect mother. Okay. Oh, I wonder what Tanikak is going to do. Yeah, exactly. So what's he going to do? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Nah, I don't think that's gonna work. Like, yeah. Oh, who knows? What are we supposed to do here? I feel like talking to Sugimoto would be. Alright. Stop. Mother. Oh wow, she. Oh no. Oh, I don't trust you. Oh boy. Okay, stop. Yeah, alright, great. What? Wait, wait, did he arrive? Is this a dream? This is a dream, isn't it? No. Okay, it's real. Top Naga cow. Um. Oh, she has the same. Yeah. Ah! Yeah. Wait, Inkarma told her to keep an eye. Yeah, Inkarma probably told her. There you go. Furry bear. View of Otaru. Oh my god, this is a very risky. Oh no. Ianaga's opening. No, that is not possible. Oh no. Who is it? Ianaga? No, probably not. It's not her. Him. Okay, that was weird. What the? Whoever there was, why did that person stop and then leave? No, 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 no. I knew this was going to happen. Oh, Sugishima. Oh, God damn. Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh no 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 no! Yeah, the drug is working. Oh. Oh no, but Yana got shot in the chest. Because he talked about his mother. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, that's it for him. Oh no, I feel like someone's going to come. Who? Oh god, Koito's here. Now what? He's not going to listen. Or maybe. Okay. Wait, Nikaido might be a problem. Oh god. Yeah. Wait, okay. Oh god, is this Nikai? No, it's Tsukishima. Damn! He tried to, even with the drug, he tried to stand up and. Oh, is she. Probably she's going in labor. Oh no, 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 that. Oh, I don't know. Oh boy. Yeah. No, 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 the blood trail. Oh, this is a problem. Yeah. Oh god. Oh god, this is a problem. Oh my god. Oh. Oh god. Oh. Oh no, it's gone. He might take Inkamat as hostage. I don't like this. No, 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 no. He's somewhere here, just hiding. But he did take his gun. Oh, he has a pistol. He's going in. The blood trail is still. No, he's walking. How can he catch up to us? Yup, I knew this was going to happen because she seemed she was like struggling. Oh, it's going to. Oh boy, this isn't good. Okay, I'm sure that Tanigaki probably has laid a trap or something for. Ah, oh, that's why. Oh God. This episode is giving me anxiety, actually. Oh, we're here finally. But oh God. Oh, hopefully. I was thinking like Surum is like waiting here or something. That'll be like crazy. Surum would be like, "Oh, welcome back, Tanigaki." Oh, thank God, no one's here. Osuma's mother. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh. Ah. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Iko in Karama. Ah. Oh boy, I'm still, yeah. He's gonna come. Yeah. Oh no 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 no! Oh God, he was just waiting. Oh God. Oh God, Koito's here as well. Yeah, but he's hopefully. Oh, one of the trade suspicious. No. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't care. Like he like that is pretty obvious. Yeah, he's like he has nothing else, like no other path to follow. Bearing the weight of what you threw away. We saw his. We're seeing her face for the first time, I think. Is divining. Yeah. Wow. What is that? Moss? Oh no, gauze. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Carry the mortars in the enter. Oh. He's with a kid beneath the sole of her foot. Okay. Oh. Okay. Maybe it's okay. He's crying. He or she. Okay. Wow. Ah. Okay, it's a boy or a girl? Ah! Oh, wait, okay. Oh my god. It's like, this is what you've been doing every day? Yeah, exactly. This will be a problem otherwise. And I doubt he's going to speak about this because otherwise his head will roll. Oh, someone's here. What the? Yeah! uh, no, no, he was serious. Yeah. Hmm. No, wait. Yeah. We want to properly burn. What? Is this his baby's? His child's? I think so. Wow, you're the one to speak. But yeah, I agree with him. He's like, yeah, your way of what the? Yeah. 1 week later. Okay, thank God. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, the divination? He won't. Yeah. Hmm. Like Huchi probably remembered Ashripa's. Yeah, when she delivered Ashripa. I do wonder if Tanigaki is going to come back after, okay, that's it. I do wonder if Tanigaki is going to come back to help Sugimoto after. I'm probably guessing like he's probably going to keep like Inkama somewhere safe, and then I don't know. Maybe he'll come back because I feel like Tanigaki is that type of a person. Like he said, like oh again Huchi saved me, and that's why he probably wants to do something for their family as well. So obviously, like helping Ashripa would be the best way to do that. So I'm guessing I like there's a very big chance of that happening. He's probably going to come back. Like like Koito and Tsukishima did say that, oh you guys run and don't come back. But I feel like he's going to come back. He's probably going to keep Inkama somewhere safe, like make a place for her, and then come back to like tie up the loose ends or something. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll actually. We'll see. Let's wait. All right. Okay, this episode was anxiety inducing. Like I said, I like this show. Anyone can die. So like throughout the first half of the episode, like the whole vibe of the first half of the episode was like someone's going to die, you know. But thankfully, none of that happened. Like yeah, like I guess I'm not exactly sure what happened to Ienaga. However, like I'm guessing he probably died. Like I don't think he's going to survive from that. So the only person who died was Ienaga. Other than that, yeah, like nothing happened. Thankfully, nothing happened to Tanigaki and Inkarama. Okay, so this episode, let's talk about it. First, we get to see. Wait, one thing I didn't where was Nikaido? Like I was thinking like if Nikaido pops up, that'll be a bigger problem because Nikaido's crazy. He's definitely not going to listen. Like unlike Koito and Tsukushima, who could be kind of like could be you can talk to them and kind of convince them, or they themselves like can convince themselves about what is correct, what is incorrect. Nikaido, I don't think he has none of that. First of all, he's gone crazy with his obsession with Sugimoto, and then like with all the other things. Like yeah, he's too far gone. Um, so yeah, thankfully Nikaido wasn't there in this whole situation. Like we saw him in the beginning, and then not anymore, I guess. But anyways, yeah, at first we get to see Nikaido. Nikaido's like, oh, where's my hand? Someone stole my hand, and Koito's like, I do wonder where it is, and his blanket was like this, like this puffy, and I was like, yep, it's inside his blanket. And I love how Inkarmat is like, oh, let me divine it for you, because it's obvious like it's with Koito. So she's like, she does like the whole thing, and she's like, oh, it's with Koito. And Koito's like, damn, you got it, like that's impressive. And Tsukishima's like, what are you on about? Even I could have guessed that. And I always love how how Nikaido talks. He has this weird way of talking, like this very cutesy way of talking, which is so funny to me. Oh boy, like Nikaido was this like crazy person, like to became he like now he's like a crazy person plus a comic relief. I love that. Oh, anyways, so we see like Koito's like chewing on that thing that Inkarman gave it to him. And she's like like selling these stuff to Koito, and Tsukishima's like, please don't sell these type of things to him. And yeah, so okay, now here Inkarmat is like, should I like look at your future for you, like Tsukishima, and Tsukishima's like thinking at first about the girl, but then he's like, no, you know what, don't try to trick me. Now here you can see one thing is that, what can I say, like the way Koito, like this is the difference between Koito and Tsukishima. Like Koito is someone, even though he has undying loyalty towards Surumi, he's someone who listens and who actually doesn't have the blind faith, I guess. It's kind of weird to say this because up until now I was like it kind of like seemed like he was the one who had blind faith in Surumi, unlike Tsukishima, who like at least I thought it like this, like who I thought was someone who could be reasoned with. But in this episode, it's so clear you can understand that it's actually the reverse, because Tsukishima's situation is more tragic and he doesn't have any path to go. Like, Surumi is the only one who showed him a path, even though it was like, like mixed with lies and truth. But that is the only path he has in front of him. And he has, like, like complete tunnel vision, and that is why, since he has, that is the only path he knows to go towards, and he thinks like the other paths for him is closed because he's too farther from salvation. That is why he's so undying, like, like blindly loyal to Surumi, which is very interesting, because like I said, I actually thought the situation was reversed. I thought that Koito was the one who had undying loyalty towards Surumi, and Tsukishima was the person who could be reasoned with. But it's so clear in this episode that's not the case, and this could be seen in this section as well, where Ikama tried to tell him that, oh, should I divine your, like, like fortune, or like, should I see what you want? And he was like, no, don't try to trick me. Like this thing, like, okay, I'm going to read this part. Just a minute. Is there anything you're seeking but unable to find? And Tsukishima, like, kind of sees the girl in his mind, and then he's like, don't think you can win me over. And yeah, like, this thing, the way he kind of rejected in Karamat here kind of showed that he's like, no, my, like he's like, this is my only way. If I listen to Inkamat, he knows that he might actually get sidetracked, and like, that is something that he is scared of and he doesn't want to know. Also, the fact that I'm pretty sure, like, there's a lot of things on play here. Number one is guilt for what he has done up until now. Like he said, like, I'm like, like, I've done so many things, I've killed so many people, I don't deserve to be saved, or something like that, he said. And then there's another thing, is that the fear of knowing whether she's alive or not. Like, he has been tricked by Surumi and he doesn't even know what is going on. He doesn't know whether she's alive, she's dead, and he doesn't even know what to think about if she ends up being alive, and what to think about if she ends up being dead. If she ends up being alive, he'll probably, like, think about his father, how he killed his father, and so, like, then that would be something that he'll have to, like, bear the burden for the rest of his life. His father's death. If not, if he realizes that, yeah, she was dead all along, then, like, then obviously, like, that is also something he's scared of figuring it out, because he doesn't want her to, like, be dead, because there's a part of him that probably thinks that she's still alive. Like, it's a weird situation he is in. Like, that is why he doesn't, I think that is exactly why he doesn't want to know whether he's alive or not, because if she ends up being alive, he'll have to, like carry the burden of his father's death. If she ends up being dead, then that in itself is a burden to him, because he doesn't want her to be dead. And I don't know, this is just how I interpret this. And like, he doesn't want to be sidetracked anymore. He doesn't want to go in that type of thing, and that's why he rejected in Kamata, and he's like, no, I don't want any of that, don't try to trick me. And yeah, while Koito's just like, like, with his tricks, like, he inserted, what was that he inserted? Yokan inside the hand, the detachable hand, the prosthetic hand. Alright, now next we get to see Tanigaki going towards, thinking, like, on horseback, thinking what to do. He's thinking about Sugimoto. He's like, I cannot really do anything to them, because first of all, like, I don't want to hurt Ashiripa. Second, I don't think I can kill Sugimoto, because the person who survived after getting shot in his head, in no way am I defeating that person. And also the thing with Huchi, he doesn't want to make, like, Huchi, like, sad. Also the fact that if he does what he's told, and by the end of it he's able to protect Ashiripa and bring him back, then Ashiripa would be like an empty husk, and would Huchi be happy with that? Obviously not. So all these things he's thinking about, and then he starts thinking about whether he should stay on the run forever, for a long time, unless and until this whole situation resolves itself. And then he's like, then I will never be able to meet my child and Inkarmat after that. And like, and she'll keep being their hostage, and he like there's a lot of things he's thinking and he doesn't know what to do. So while all of this is happening, we see Ienaga actually trying to not trying but kind of like checking in Karamat and like talking to her about his own mother and how he um what's that part, well, how she was also pregnant, and how looking at her reminds him of his own mother. And he says, looking at her reminds me of my mother when she was pregnant. She was what I thought. Yeah, and like you can understand that. Just look at her and look at him now. They're exactly the same. Their facial, everything. In my mind, with her belly being swollen, she was perfect, and I thought that she would be perfect like Mother Mary when she held her child. And you know how he obsesses about perfection. But she slipped on a staircase and had a miscarriage. And yeah, and then he says, I want to help you give birth to a child, because he looks at her and gets reminded of his mother, and that's why he's like, yeah, I'm going to help you. Then he's like, oh, like, can you give me the placenta, please? It's very nutritious. Anyways, now next we see, at night, Tanigaki has finally arrived. And for a moment I was like, is this a dream or something? Like, what's going on? But then we get to see, no, it's not a dream. Tanigaki is actually there. Because we go back a little bit and we see Tanigaki is in front of that place. And here we see this random lady chewing that root. So Inkamat gave her a postcard, and he said that if you see someone who looks like a pervy bear with big buttocks, give it to him. A hairy baron lurks around the hospital. And he's like, give this, Inkama told her to give this to him, this postcard to the pervy bear. And it's written, view of Port Otaru, like a picture of it. Yeah, and that is how he got in, and he is now talking to Inkamat. And he says, like, I failed in bringing Ashripa to Huchi. I've put everyone of us in danger. And Inkamat is like, I left the postcard for you here, hoping you'd come. So I'm ready for anything that's going to happen. So he's like, and what's his name? Tanigaki says, like, Tsukishima went to the bath, so yeah, let's do this quickly. So here, you see someone is kind of a noise from the outside, and someone stops in front of the door and kind of goes away. And that in itself was so suspicious. I was like, okay, don't go and open the door like that, because that's dangerous. Like, why would anyone do that? Come in front of the door, stand, and go out. I'm pretty sure Tsukishima realized like something's going on. I don't even know if that door had a keyhole. If it had, he probably looked inside. I'm not really sure. If it didn't, he probably realized from the shadow or something. He realized, and from the vibe, he just moved back and just stayed there, standing. Obviously, if his if what he thought was true, that there's someone inside, they would try to open the door, and that's exactly what Tanigaki does. He goes and tries to open the door and gets whacked in the face by the door, and Tsukishima points again at him. And he's like, this was your choice, Private Tanigaki. You were told to do your thing, but you came back here. So now Inkama stops, kind of covers him, and she's like, if this is your idea of justice, Tsukishima Nispa, then kill me first. And Ienaga comes in and injects him with a drug, and yeah, he gets shot immediately. And then there was a little squabble, Tanigaki almost gets shot, but he kind of shoves the gun away. And yeah, that is it. He falls asleep. And Ienaga says that it's like, you have 2 hours to run. And obviously, I don't think Ienaga survived him, because he got shot through his chest. And he says that Inkama's son is about to become perfect, and that is, I wanted to save you. Please don't miss your chance to see that, Tanigaki. And yeah, like he was obsessed with one thing, that was perfection. And that is something that helped Inkarmat in this situation, because according to him, Inkarmat was about to become perfect, and he cannot let anyone like hinder that, because he was never able to see his mother becoming perfect. His mother died before that. Not died. I think like she had a miscarriage. Yeah, not she didn't die, but she had a miscarriage. So that is why, seeing his mother in her, he wants her to be perfected, and doesn't want anyone to like go against that and stop that from happening. So there you go. That's it. And then Koito comes in, like points a gun at them, and then Koito's like kind of stands. And I was thinking, like, I feel like Koito. I got the vibe that Koito was going to let them go, and that's exactly what he does. He kind of like just points the gun downwards, and he's like, "All right, go, just leave." And all right, so obviously Tsukishima's like, Tanigaki is like, why would Lieutenant Koito do that? Because yeah, like according to everyone who has seen Koito realizes how obsessed he is with Tsurumi. So why would he do that? And Inkama says that because he let us go, maybe because I told his fortune a lot when he was stuck. Now here's the thing: is that actually the reason? I don't think so. There might be something else. Like I feel like I'm trying to think about Koito's situation, and maybe something happened in his past that made him sympathize with Inkarma or something. Like, wait a minute. His whole story was him getting kidnapped. By that fake kidnapping that happened, where again Tsurumi was the one who manipulated everyone. And like he said to Tsukishima later on, that I know he tricked me, I know what he did was wrong, but that did kind of pave a way for both me and my father to become the person who we are now, and I'm grateful for him for that. So even if he tricked me to do that, that made us perfect, and I respect that for. And so I'm not really angry at Tsurumi, and like more so, and I don't like hate him for that. I respect him for what he did to me. Like that's what he said. So I'm trying to think if something maybe in his past, like something that happened, maybe that is why he let Inkarma go. Maybe some kind of a maybe not. Maybe you know what? Like as Inkarma said, maybe because I told his fortune when he was stuck in bed. Like that is the reason why obviously like Koito and Inkama like talk to each other, they knew each other. So letting someone like that die in front of him, he probably didn't want that to happen. And this is what I said, Koito is, it seems he's obsessed with Tsurumi, but he is not solely obsessed with Tsurumi. There's a lot of other things happening with him as well. He can be reasoned with, you know like it's not that he's going to blindly follow whatever Tsurumi says, just like Tsukishima, who has lost his way, and that's why the only way he knows is to do what Tsurumi tells him to do. Unlike him, Koito's not like that. Like Koito's situation, if you think about it, it wasn't like a situation where he lost someone. Like, let's just look at Tsukishima. A lot of tragic things have happened in his life. Like he like whole thing with his father, that girl, and then thinking that Tsukishima saved him, but then realizing that Tsurumi saved him, and then realizing that Tsurumi tricked him, but then again, in the end, Tsurumi saves him and gets his head blown off almost. Like, it's a weird mixture of things, and there's a lot of tragic things that have happened in his life. So he's like this, since all these sad things have happened to him, he's more like, his vision is more tunnel visioned. And there's only one way he knows what to do his thing. And and he's more serious about this. More stubborn. Unlike Koito, who did get through that situation, that whole kidnapping situation. But if you think about his situation wasn't a situation where he lost someone. His father is fine, everyone is fine. And like none of that happened. Like Koito's situation wasn't a situation where he lost someone or where he went through something tragic. Yeah, I guess it was trauma inducing, the stress that he went through when this whole kidnapping situation that happened. But other than that, there was nothing else. Like it wasn't a traumatic or a, yeah, traumatic, I guess, but it wasn't a tragic situation where he lost someone or something like that happened. None of that happened. So I guess you could say, since because of that, Koito is a lot more like acceptive of a lot of situation. He could be reasoned with. He doesn't have a tunnel vision. He isn't obsessed with like just like how Surumi is. Like he has other path. His father is fine. Everything is fine. Like he's more like a, what can I say? Like I don't know how to explain it, but he's more like a very like his situation is more pure. Like by pure, what I mean is that he isn't like Tsukishima, who has gone through so much tragic stuff that he has like completely lost that thing within him. That humanity or whatever you call it. Almost he was going to lose it almost. Unlike Koito, him not really going through any kind of tragic situation, he's more pure in that sense. He looks at people, he understands their like their situation. He sympathizes with them. Yeah, sympathize, that is the word. He sympathizes with the people. He's not really like obsessed with Surumi. He is obsessed with Surumi, but in not that manner that he is blind to everything else. He sympathizes with people. He has that thing left, that humanity, that thing within him. Unlike Tsukishima here, who was almost going to lose that humanity, and who has only one way to do this, and he's like, I only have this path, I'm going to do it like this. So in that way, I think he's more like that, because he didn't go through any tragic stuff. Like, I don't know, this is just what I think, because like how tragedy, even though it makes people like what can I say, like it takes away naivety from people, tragic things, it also makes them more stone-hearted and cold-hearted, and it makes them more, what can I say, like analytical, logical. They stop thinking with their emotions. Koito never went through that. So Koito is emotional. He has emotions. He's not as logical and as analytical or as tunnel visioned at Tsukishima, because he never went through the tragedy that Tsukishima went through. He's more pure in that sense. I don't know if I'm able to properly explain it, but this is how I see it, at least. Like, that type of thing. You've seen those revenge stories in anime, like, oh, something happened, my whole family died or whatever, I'm going to take my revenge. Those type of characters, they have a more like a very tunnel vision. Naivety is taken out of them. They are not naive anymore. They don't trust anyone, but at the same time, that also means like their emotional, like the way they look at stuff emotionally is taken out from them as well. They become more stone-hearted, cold-hearted, analytical, logical, thinks about everything through logic. Those type of people. Unlike people who are very naive, like shonen main characters who, like not shonen main characters. Like shonen stuff also has a lot of dark stuff happening to them. Like characters who are who never really went through any type of that stuff. They're more naive, but at the same time, they are more emotional. They have emotions. They think about it. They're not as logical as them. Similar situation is here. Koito is in that type of situation. That is why the whole thing with Inkarmat, he looked at it emotionally, not logically, or not the way Tsukishima was looking it at towards. Because Koito, yeah, he hasn't gone through the same stuff that Tsukishima went through. And in this situation, I feel like Koito being like that saved Tsukishima from making a mistake that he probably would have regretted in the future. Like Koito was the one who brought him away from that, was able to knock some sense into him. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to let you become that person, so just follow me, like listen to what I say. And that naivety, you can say, or maybe that emotional thing, is the thing that saved Tsukishima here. Because I'm 100% sure if he killed either Tanigaki or Inkarmat in this whole thing in some way or the other, then he would have regretted it for the rest of his life, and that would become another burden to him, and he'd go more deeper into a path of no return. Oito was able to stop him from going to that path. All right. Anyways, so okay, so after that, they go in the horse, and they're like trying to run away. Like crazy how Inaga said that he's going to be knocked out for 2 hours, but somehow Tsukishima was able to stand up and shoot, and then again falls down. Goes unconscious again. Like that's what's happening. He's like coming back to conscious and going back to unconscious. But he's so obsessed. He's like, nah, I need to get them, and that is also why I think he missed his shots, because he was probably like his whole body was probably like wasn't like he just forcefully got up and tried to shoot, and that's why he was missing so much. Otherwise he would have gotten the shot easily, because I was thinking like he's shooting an awful lot of shots, why is he missing? Like he could have easily shot the horse, but he probably like his situation wasn't that easy. Like the drug is working inside of him, and he's probably like just couldn't do it. And yeah, and then you see like Inkarmat is actually struggling, because the horse is like moving, and that's why. And Tanigaki decides to stop and wait in a little place, and tries to like make a little fire and everything, and he's like, we're going to rest here for a little bit, and then we're going to go. And Inkarmat is like, you're bleeding, and he makes like a bandage in his head, and he also sees that his leg is also bleeding, and he realizes that the blood trail is, excuse me, the blood trail has come over here. So yeah, so Tsukishima can easily like follow them and get them, and that's exactly what happens. Tsukishima comes in, shoots, and he like this part really was anxiety inducing. I have to say, like this part made me think someone's going to die. Like, good God, the way this is all going. And yeah, so he quickly tells Inkarmat to go, go in the back and go to the horse. And he like starts fighting Tsukishima. And like I said, we have to remember that Tsukishima is still under the the whole drug influence. So that is the reason why he was shooting and missing, I'm guessing, and probably wasn't able to overpower what's his name, Tanigaki. And using this opportunity, they had a little squabble, and he gets his rifle, which was one of the best things that he did here, because without the rifle, obviously, you won't be able to shoot at a long distance. So he gets the rifle, and however, he does have his sidearm, his pistol, and he starts shooting with that. And here, he misses everything. Like I said, probably the drug. The drug was like an acting, and that's why none of that hit, thankfully. And yeah, so they rush off in the horse. And Tanigaki is like, thankfully I have the rifle, he won't be able to get us that quickly. But you can see that Inkarmat says like, my water has broke, so he's like, oh no, we have to do something. So keeps the horse there, and he's like, apologizes to the horses, makes a little cut, and leaves. And Tsukishima follows the blood trail, like reaches the end of it, and sees that it was the horse's blood. And he's like, oh, he tricked me. And then you can see, taking like that opportunity, Tanigaki is like running towards Huchi's place, like grabbing Inkarmat and moving. And finally, he has arrived in this place. And at this point, I was a little bit relieved. I was like, okay, at least they have arrived here. But then there was that also one part of me who was thinking like, oh no, maybe Tsurumi is like waiting inside. It wouldn't surprise me if he was already waiting here and he was like, oh, like Tanigaki, like, like I knew you would come here, like I was waiting for you, like something like that. That would be something, yeah, but thankfully that didn't happen. So yeah, he comes here and like lets Inkarmat down over here, and he's like isn't someone from the 7th watching this place? And Osama's mom comes in and she's like, oh, it's fine, like my husband has made him drunk, and Osama like even kicks him and like stomps on him, and he doesn't wake up. It's fine, he's not going to wake up that easily. And they're like, all right, like they decide to deliver the baby quickly. They talk about whether it's a boy or a girl, like that whole the culture, like the thing that they do, where if it's a boy, I think you must deliver it face down. If it's a girl, deliver it face up. So you're saying like Huchi is actually trying to see whether it's a boy or a girl. And Tanigaki is like, how do they do that? And she says like, oh, by the hip bone. So you can probably understand. And she also says, but it's still pretty tricky. So Huchi's probably the only one over here who can do that. And yeah, so Here, Tanigaki said, alright, like Inkamat is here with you. You do your thing. I'm going to go and stop Tsukishima. And leaves, almost tries to leave, and Inkama's like, stop, don't go. And he's like, she's like, run from here. And he's like, no, I need to do this. And he's like, don't worry, I'm I'm immortal. And Inkama's like, no, you're not. Oh, but anyways, so after that, it was crazy. Like Tsukishima was waiting here. Like he knew obviously, like if he tries to come in and tries to shoot, Tanigaki is going to get the upper hand, and somehow is going to get him. That's why he was waiting so that Tanigaki comes up and he can get him. And Tanigaki also had his rifle, so that is why he was at a disadvantage. That's why he was waiting outside. And he just hits him in the jaw. He falls down and points the gun at him. And Inkamat comes again. And Inkamat is like, and Tanigaki tries to cover Inkamat. Okay. He's like, just kill me, don't hurt Inkamat or the others. Okay. Tsukishima says that, Private Tanigaki, you started making a wrong choice a long time ago. When you met her and the old woman, instead of coming back to the unit, yeah, because that's, according to him, that was what he was told to do, but he didn't do that. But Koito comes in and yeah, Koito's like, stop Tsukishima, don't do this. Like, just let them go. Alright. Tsukishima is like, were you following me so if you could see that they could get away? Okay, Koito says, what's the point in killing the two of them? We have other ways to find Ashika besides relying on Tanigaki. If someone wants to run, let them. Okay, Tsukishima says, you need to follow through on a thread or it's useless. The others might start getting ideas. I told you if I'd kill you if you interfered. Does this mean you're betraying Lieutenant Surumi too? Which are you, Lieutenant Koito? Are you the one of the traitors suspicious that Lieutenant Surumi used both you and your father? And yeah, Koito's like listening to this, and Koito actually is like, put your gun down. This is an order from your superior officer. I'm prepared to watch both you and Lieutenant Surumi with my own eyes until the end of this. And there you go. That is what made him stop. Made Tsukishima stop. And okay, so here's the thing. Obviously, like I said, Tsukishima's situation is that he's lost, as you could see. He doesn't know what to do. He has no other path other than this. That is why he's so obsessed with this whole path. It's not that he's obsessed with Surumi. He's obsessed with the whole situation that, oh, I need to follow this path, otherwise it'll go all wrong. He also doesn't want to learn about the girl, because if he ends up learning about the girl, either of it, if she's alive or if she's dead, both of them would become a burden to him. So he's trying to keep himself away from that as well. And he has no other ways to go. He has lost his home, he has lost his family, nothing. And this is the only path he knows, and that's why he's so loyal. Loyal to this obsessive range. Unlike Koito, who hasn't really lost anyone, and that is why he's more emotional, you could say, and not as desperate as Tsukishima is. And that is exactly why Koito was the perfect person to make Tsukishima realize what he's doing and not go in that path that he's trying to walk towards. Okay, he says, Tsukishima, you said the people who follow Lieutenant Surumi will be saved, and that you saw nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and he says that I agree with that. Even if both my father and I were used for that purpose, I don't care. Okay, but if Lieutenant Surumi has a true goal, then I want to see what it is. If there's no justice at the end of it that I can be satisfied with, the guilt and the regret will kill me. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to read this line again. I need to properly understand what he's saying. Just a minute. Okay. Again, I'm going to read that. If Lieutenant Surumi has a true goal, okay, then I want to see what it is. Alright. If there's no justice at the end of it that I can be satisfied with, Okay. The guilt and regret will kill me. Okay, so basically he's saying that he wants to see like like the end result of Surumi's plan and goal. If it's not something that is going to convince him, then the guilt and the regret will kill. Okay, I can see that. I can understand, and that is why we can't kill those two. And he says, Tsukishima says, it's too late for me. I've killed so many people. I've used them and sent them to the deaths. And he says like it's not too late. I've given up on what was truly important and thrown it away. And that's why he's like, like he's like, I don't have anywhere to go. Like the important thing that I had, I've lost it. Which other path am I supposed to take now? There you go. All I have left is doing my job. And Koito says, does that sternness come from bearing the weight of what you threw away? Tsukishima? Yeah. Okay. Now, after that, he says, like Tsukishima says in karma, mm, she was, yeah, like it's crazy. Like it's a weird thing, He wants closure, but at the same time, he's afraid of that closure. With the whole thing with his with the girl, like, and he's like this, as Koito says, you're this stern because of the important thing that you threw. Is that why? Is that being a burden on you? That is why you're just so sternly and obsessively doing your job. Like that's what he's doing. He's like, it's like, like this type of a thing where you lose someone important in your life, you like completely become like emotionless, like, and kind of like, like very like, sad and like broken. And to forget that, you do your job. You very much like, focus on your job and just mindlessly do it to keep your mind off of that. It seems like that's what he's doing here, basically. you know like he's like focusing on the job so that he doesn't think much about that. And like, but the burden is still a burden. He's still carrying the burden, but he's not trying to think of it, trying to like always like stay himself, like, keep himself away from it. He wants closure, but at the same time he doesn't want it. Like he's keeping it in an ambiguous manner, and it's being a burden on him. And I don't know, like that's why I said, like, it's a complicated like, feeling. I guess I can understand what he's going through, but I probably cannot explain it as clearly as I can. But I can understand. And Inkama tries to like, like do the clairvoyance thing that she does, but then, she's like, her stomach is aching, and they're like, no, quick, you guys help me out. Osama's mom comes in, and she's like, like, oh, you do this, you get the straws, you get the water, and you take my child and take care of him. Gives like, Tsukishima the kid. And yeah, they start doing like, like getting everything ready. They make that the whole that cotton thing, which acts as a disinfectant, that thing. They also like, do make that thing which she's going to hold while delivering the lubricant. And what else? The straw on the place of the fireplace, and place some rag on it, so that, like, she'll give birth over there. And yeah, so everything is ready. And then later on they again get called in, and Osama's mom is like, carry the mortars inside of the house and like kind of make them roll. And that's like a ritual kind of thing, so that the baby like, comes out like, like smoothly. Okay, Huichi put the gaze beneath the sole of the foot and praised it against the pregnant woman's anus. Oh, Ainu rotated the baby during birth depending on its own sex technique named Kokiru. And yeah, finally the baby is delivered. The baby cries. Thankfully, everything is fine, like. And yeah, both the mother and the baby is okay, and everything goes smoothly. Tanigaki is happy, and Tanikama's like, hold your child, and he's like, oh, that's what does he say? Let me read that part. Um, it's like, oh, he's got a he's got a huge dick. And Kama's like, oh, that's the umbilical cord. It's a girl. And I love how he cries here. He's like, I've got a daughter. Booey. Okay, so yeah, Tanigaki's way of crying is so funny. I remember him crying before as well in that Sugimoto Harakiri show. The way he cries, it's always so hilarious. Okay, so later on, Tsukishima wakes up this guy, the guy who was supposed to keep an eye on them, and they're like, you know what, like, don't mention this to anyone. Just go to the town and just take a little few days off, and don't you dare tell this to Surumi. And obviously, he's not going to tell, because if he tells Surumi, yeah, head will roll. So it's also to his best intentions that he keeps it a secret. And Koito's like, yeah, continue reporting to him as if nothing unusual has happened. And later on, Tanigaki meets Osama again, and Osama's like, Tanigaki Nispa, and he's like, Osama, how have you been? And then this one guy was like, Osama, come here, and Osama's like, just goes off with him, and Tanigaki is like smiling. Okay. Now this part, I'm again going to read this part because Tsukishima says a few things over here. He's like, Lieutenant Koito, did you really mean that? Or were you trying to simply convince me to put down my gun? Now, obviously, Koito's like, feel free to interpret however you like it, whichever you prefer. But it seems to me that Lieutenant Surumi isn't the kind of man whose goal is something as petty as lust for power, which is true. That is true. I also believe that. Or a desire to sacrifice everyone else to enrich himself. Yeah, it is still a very a big secret as to what he's trying to do. He talks about making a military thing, and starting wars and stuff, and getting money, and kind of getting control of this place back, so that all the people who have died, they can die in Japan. I think that's what he said, as far as I can remember. They are they're buried in Japan. They can die in their homeland. All the people who have died over there. I remember them talking about it. I've forgotten that part. They kind of mentioned this. They talked about a place where they fought, which was part of Russia, I think. Russia has the control of it, and that is why Surumi wants to gain that territory back, so that all the people, Japanese, who have died over there, who are buried over there, they can actually if that place is under their control, under Japan's control, then that'll be Japan. They'll actually be resting in Japan, and that's what he wants. And oh, I just realized what he's trying to do. Yeah, that is exactly what he's trying to do. It's probably because of his wife and his kid, because I think they are buried over there. Are they? And that is the biggest reason. He wants to, because there's those still little bones that he was. I think that's what he's trying to do. Is that why what he's doing? That is his. Obviously, he definitely wants to make that part of Japan. But one of the biggest reason why he's so obsessed with that is probably because of his wife and his kid, who are probably buried over there. Because I think they kind of mentioned it in season 3, where they mentioned it that he buried them over there, or something like that. They mentioned, because obviously he cannot carry them back to Japan. He buried them over there. That episode where we got to meet Wilk and everyone, where his wife and his kid died. And later on, there was that big reveal where he revealed that it was him. It was Surumi. That episode, he buried them over there. And is that why he's trying to gain that territory back? So that, all his other comrades who died over there, his wife and kid is also there. That might be it, I feel like. Like it just like I was just talking about this, and it suddenly struck me like, oh, maybe that's why. Um, so here Koito says like, do you have no idea what his real objective is? Because yeah, he's correct. Surimi is not a type of person, shallow person who would do this for power or or sacrifice, like, any of that. He's not that type of person. That's why he asks Tsukishima like, do you know what his real objective is? And Tsukishima says that he may not have one. He may truly want to properly bury his comrades and ensure prosperity of Japan. There you go. Yeah, that is definitely one of the reasons, but I feel like the bigger reason is because of his wife and kid, who's probably buried there. And that is why he wants to gain back that territory, so that it is Japan. And bury, his comrades alongside his wife and kid would be buried in Japan. Or something like that, I don't know. And yeah, that is why, just after this, he talks about like the bones. He says that, oh, do you know this? Have you seen this before? Like he has seen it, from the side, from his behind, that he has two finger bones. And he says, have you ever seen those finger bones? And Koito's like, whose finger bones? And he's like, never mind. It might not be relevant, but no, it is. I should have realized it here. At this point, I should have realized what he's trying to do. It took me a while, and I now think that is what he's trying to do. He's doing this for his wife and kid. Yeah, so that's why. I'm pretty sure. Now, I should have realized it then and there, as soon as, because it's very clear here. Like they're actually literally talking about, what Surumi's goal is, and here Tsukishima talks about, oh, maybe he really does want prosperity of Japan, maybe he does want to bury his comrades in Japan. That's why he's trying to gain that territory back. And just after that, they show the finger bones. So I should have put two and two together and have realized at that moment, but it didn't come to me at that moment. Now it's coming to me. I think that's why. That's the bigger reason. Anyways, after that, this part is kind of funny. Koito brings out the picture and he's like, fighting and dying for his comrade is the most noble thing a soldier can do. And right, Tsukishima? Your stance toward Lieutenant Surumi isn't healthy. Exactly. I'm going to believe in the best in him, so you believe in me and follow me. Yeah. And he's cutting that. He's cutting it and he's like, look at this. This is what I mean, Tsukishima. And it's so funny because the original picture was actually Tsukishima's and he's the one who cut and put his face on it. But now he's like, you know what? Fine. I'll give you half of it. And he cuts off the half of his picture and the lower part of the picture is Tsukishima and the upper part is Koito. And he's like, this is what I mean. We both are in this together. I've accepted you as a comrade. And and you're worthy of being alongside Surumi. So that is why, here you go. This is the least I can do. And he cuts off half of the picture. Tsukishima's like, I don't understand. Okay. 1 week later, they bid goodbye to Tanigaki, Inkamat, and the kid. And they're like, we'll tell them that you have escaped. Head to the south so you don't run into others. And Inkamat is like, thank you, Koito Nispa. Do you... Okay. He tells Tsukishima that, do you really not want to know? I did something with my clairvoyance. I did see something. And he's like, stop, I don't need to hear it. Again, yeah, that whole closure, he doesn't want to get it. Or maybe his, at least now, he's like, you know what, that is not going to, I'm going to just follow Koito, like he said. I'm not going to think about any of that, that is what I think that is what he's thinking now. And I feel like this is better. As Koito said, your way of following Surumi is not healthy. I believe the best in Surumi, and that is how I'm going to go. So you just follow me, because that is what Koito wants. Koito wants, as Koito says, I want the end goal of this to be something that I can accept. If it is not something that I can accept, the guilt and everything will destroy me. So I will believe in the best. I'll believe that Surumi's goal is good and it is something for the better, and that is how I'm going to go. But your way of following Surumi is not healthy. You know, you're not looking at the best. You're just following mindlessly, just to keep your minds off of these other like thoughts that come to your head. So that is not healthy. So all you do is follow me, because I look at the best. I'm looking towards the best. So you just follow me and everything will be fine. And yeah, Tsukishima probably decided that that's what he's going to do. And they bid goodbye. And Huchi is very happy, you know, because yeah, like Tanigaki finally found happiness, and Inkamat as well. So there you go. And he's like, Huchi saved me again. I'm always the one who gets saved. And this is the reason why I think that the Tanigaki is going to come back, because he is probably going to help Ashirpa again. He's probably going to go and take Inkamat somewhere safe, and then come back here and help Sugimoto. We'll see what he does. But either way, that is it. That is my reaction to episode number 10 of Golden Kamuy season 2. And yeah, that was, like I said, it was anxiety inducing, but I'm glad that this, like, ended in a in like this, like it wasn't really like I was like, fearing for someone to die here, like either Tanigaki or Inkarmat. I was thinking either of them is going to die here, but thankfully that didn't happen, and everything is okay. And yeah, I'm glad this is how it ended. But either way, that is it. That is my reaction, episode number 10. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Golden Kamuy. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.